So in today's YouTube video, I'm interviewing a customer of ours who grew his coaching business from $1,000 to $2,000 a month to about a year later, now doing $120,000 to $150,000 a month in sales at a really high profit margin. His name's Connor. And he came to us much like a lot of people do, where they sort of know what they want to sell. They've got a vague idea of maybe what they could consult on, but they didn't have a clear pathway to really scale it. And so this would be a really interesting interview for those of you who are serious about getting to that $1 million a year profit level.
So my name's Connor Ricky. I help videographers with the business side, simply put. So the starving artist videographer who knows how to shoot, knows how to edit, loves what they do, but sales, marketing, all that kind of stuff keeps them stuck at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. And they want to grow a 10 to 15K plus per month video business. And that right there has come a long way since we started working together. Oh, yeah. In the very beginning, dude, it was like, I'm a videographer. I want to help people, do stuff and grow their business. And so even just saying that is like, wow, like it's crazy to see how far things have come. It's essentially what I help people with. Community has grown to 200 plus students in the past, probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years tops since, working with you and CB and SB and everything. And it's just grown at a crazier level than I could have ever expected. Like when I initially joined your program, your first program, CB, my goal was to replace my video business income, which was about 15K per month. And I wanted another source of revenue. I always liked to coach and help people and make YouTube videos and educational content. So, it's just something I always wanted to do. I didn't really know which direction I would go, whether it was a course or a coaching program or becoming a YouTube influencer or whatever. But just by, investing in myself, trial and error, I kind of stumbled into what has worked. And I think that's just kind of how it goes in life. So when we started working together, I was making maybe $1,000 a month with my course at the time. It wasn't even a coaching business. I didn't even really know what like a coaching business was. Even though I had joined a couple courses and stuff like that, I had never really immersed myself in like the high ticket like coaching space. So when I joined and started working with you guys, like I said, my goal was literally to make 15K a month. And that was mind blowing to me. I was like, that's never going to happen. And then week one, I remember talking to one of your old coaches and your old salespeople on the sales call. And, it was a decent amount of money for me at the time to invest in that. He was like, dude, you're going to be at like 10K a month, like next week. Like, I swear, like you're sitting on gold. And I didn't have a huge following. I didn't really have much. He just saw what like potential I had. And he already kind of knew what my offer should be. And he had seen other people do it in the past. So he's like, you're going to crush. And I'm like, I almost said no, but I was like, you know what? It's been long enough. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to invest in myself. This is the most I've ever invested in myself. And then week one, made like 10K. So I went from, making about $1,000, maybe 2,000 in the past 2 years of trying to launch like an online course to 10K in the first week with my coaching program. So what you guys helped me do initially was restructure my offer, add some group coaching, add some more one-on-one coaching to it. So it wasn't just an online course, and raise my price to, I think it was 3K is what I was selling it for. Before that, I was selling the program for like $297, just your typical low ticket online course, what everyone was, teaching. And I just sent it like you guys told me to do, charge 3K. That worked. Started upping the price, and I started charging 4K, 5K. And we charge even more than that now and have a couple different offers. And now, about a year and a half later, aiming for $150,000 this month, already above 100K cash collected and around $200,000 in revenue in total contracts. So that even sounds insane still, like coming out of my mouth, like, because it just doesn't seem real. But at the same time, I think what you've helped me do is think bigger and just kind of lead by example and show me what's possible. And like personally, if I know it's possible, like I'll do it. But I just didn't even believe that was possible. So that's kind of the overall picture of what's going on. Of course, there's all kinds of details we could dive into. It was not easy. There's all kinds of stuff I had to learn. I've never grown so much in the last year and a half as a business person, as just a human being. My mindset's on a whole different level, which you really have to break through to get past, to be honest, even like 10, 15K a month. It always comes down to the mindset stuff, which I think you excel at for sure. But of course, there's all the strategies and tactics and whatnot that you guys have helped me with, my lead gen process, sales, ads, all that kind of stuff. So
what is it like? Contrast like what it feels like now having
gone from where you were? Because I remember working with you a little bit on like some group calls and stuff back when you were doing like 1 or 2 thousand a month, and it's like it's a very different person that I'm interacting with now. So I'm curious, like, what life is like, the contrast of how your life looks, like how you look, kind of, making it more personal, like what this has done for you,
Yeah, nothing crazy. However, of course, it's made life a little bit easier in certain elements. I don't have to worry about food and buying food. I was able to buy my time back for certain things so I could do more of what I enjoy. So, for example, I got a housekeeper. I got someone to do our laundry, to clean the house. Like these little things like that buy back another 3 hours on my Sundays so that we can go mountain biking or snowboarding or doing the things we enjoy, so that come Monday, I'm in a better headspace and I can do better work. So again, it still comes back to like, it's an investment in the business almost. So like, to be completely honest, like nothing crazy. I'd say the biggest thing for me is it's shown me like what is possible and what I can do. And I've proven that to myself. So it feels very good. And it gives me a sense of security that if I can do it once, I can do it again. And, you just have to have money to thrive in the economy in which we live and to be comfortable and to take care of your family. And it's security. I'd say number one, security. It's not what most people think, making 100K a month or 150K a month is, which is like buying a nice car and like, buying a fat house and like all that kind of stuff. Like it just gets old really, really, really fast. Like we were just in LA for 3 days for a family thing. And like, it's cool to go down there and see the money, but like you realize that these people are just bored. They have more money than they can ever imagine. And they're just bored because it's just not a very deep, I don't know. It's like you get it. And then it's like you think you wanted those things. And then like 5 days later, you realize that's not why you actually need or want money. And then you like readjust your values and your mission. And so,
but what does the future look like for you? Because I know you've got a lot of options. You know what I mean? Like, so now you're going to do 120, 150 a month. You've got a great dialed in team. Your whole team's making tons of money. Your students are succeeding. It's all dialed in. Kind of, is it a season of enjoying it? Is it a season of enjoying it and thinking about what the next thing looks like? Because I think people are curious how people process this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, for sure. And that's kind of my biggest, not challenge, but thing I'm trying to figure out right now. But I will say this, like the path to 500K a month is 10 times more clear right now than the path to 10K a month was when I started.
Yeah.
Which is, I kind of just put 2 and 2 together and realized that, which is pretty crazy. It's not like, wow, that's insane. Like that's such a stretch. It's just like, I know the work that's going to be involved to get there. It's like, do I want to do that right now? But it's not like, is that possible or not? Like whatsoever. Like maybe $1 million a month to me is like something like, wow, is that possible? I know it is, but that's more of a stretch. But like 500 is like, the same thing as like going from 0 to 10. To be honest, it probably is like even less. Like going from 0 to 10 was like probably 5 times more like insane than going from 100 to 500 at this point. So it's definitely a season of, balancing the enjoyment of what I've built. By nature, I'm a creative. I'm right-brained. Yep. This is a very left-brain business where you have to look at the numbers. You have to know your cost per calls. You have to know, all that stuff. And like that was a huge learning lesson for me, is to like run a business off of just data versus emotion and how you're feeling.